It's Fight for the Fallen Wednesday, and you know what that means. The return of Bryan Danielson in the ring. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your AEW Dynamite live reaction for July 27th, 2022. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Should be a fun night of wrestling tonight. Pretty good-looking card stacked up for Wednesday, or for Dynamite, excuse me. And there's a lot of things to talk about in general, so we can probably shoot the shit a lot during the next couple of hours as well, based on a lot of the news coming out of WWE today, with Riddle being bounced out of SummerSlam and WWE maybe preparing some sort of big surprise for Seth Rollins. And, you know, a lot more Triple H news and things like that floating around today. So we can find things to talk about as we watch Dynamite tonight. But looking forward to a few of these matches on the card. Looks pretty decent with Danielson taking on Daniel Garcia. We also have a AEW women's title match tonight. We've got an FTW championship match tonight. We've got an interim AEW world title match as well with Jon Moxley taking on Rush. We got Dante Martin and Sammy Guevara. Like I said, Ricky Starks is going to defend that FTW title against Danhausen. Can Danhausen win the FTW title? Is he even allowed to? Because there's like a swear word in the title of that title, correct? I don't know if that's legal. Also, we got, looks like Tony Nese and Sterling taking on Strickland in a handicap match. We hear from Jungle Boy, and I guess that's about it. So, yeah, looks like a good show tonight on tap. Good to see you guys here. Thank you for being here. I'll say hello to everybody in the chat and knock out super chats in 1 second. All right, good. We are good to go here. Just doing a sound check as Big Bang wraps it up, and it's time for Dynamite. Let me get my volume up, give me all my ducks in a row, and we're ready to rock. All right. Good to see everybody here who's kind of hanging out. Roderick, Low Justin, Janine, Chumbo. We got Vash. We've got Destiny. How Wheezy chiming in with $10. Oh, yeah, and we've got the WrestleMania news as well. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. I'm so hyped. Mania is coming close to my home in 2024. Me and the crew is definitely going, no doubt. The Big 40 is really coming to Philly. Philly was not on my radar, not only for WrestleMania in general, but 40. I thought the big number 40 would maybe be back in New York, possibly the Superdome, where WrestleMania 30 was. Not outdoors in another cold weather city, so that really surprised me. We'll talk about it as we go through the night here. Worcester, Mass, huh? Weren't they in Lowell last week? Or no, that was ROH. All right, what's going to kick things off here? Worcester used to be a big WWE town back in the day. Big WWE town. Oh, we're going to have the world title right off the bat. This will probably be a pretty fucking good match. Roos is good. Just what the doctor ordered. Opening up with this interim, man. You got to hand it to Moxley. He has been literally balls to the wall since winning the interim title. He's defended it, what, every week or something? It's ridiculous. Or he's at least wrestled every week. Defended it a lot. So that's awesome. But yeah, how Wheezy, WrestleMania coming to Philly, WrestleMania 40 is pretty exciting. I mean, I might try to go. I'm going to WrestleMania next year here in LA, but that's a long trip for me to make from San Diego to Philadelphia, so we will see. But 40 is also a really big one. And the last time WrestleMania was in Philadelphia, I was there, WrestleMania 15 in 1999. So it might be fun to go back. But, and I'm happy for the people in that city, you know, that I've been maintaining for years that, you know, other than New York, Chicago and Philly, those big markets aren't going to get a WrestleMania because they don't have a roof on their football stadiums. It's too cold. I think they would make an exception for New York, but I didn't expect them to make an exception for any other city. So they're going to give Philly a shot next year. We already have a shit ton of rain forecasted for SummerSlam weekend, so that's nerve-wracking. And if I'm WWE, I'm not playing with that fire like that, you know, after what happened in Tampa with the rain and shit. I'm glad they're trying to give every city a chance to have WrestleMania, but keep that shit indoors, man, where it's safe. Safe from unplanned weather events. All right, here comes the champ. He makes everything groovy. Moxley's over. I mean, you tell me, is Moxley's entrance maybe the closest thing we've had to Sandman, in terms of that, energy. Regal on commentary is always a treat. Let's make that a permanent thing. I want to say hi to Rodrigo and Chaz and Elijah. If I didn't get you guys already, Deshaun Robinson, good to see you, man. Jay Lambo, get the tables. I ain't got no tables. Well, I got one table. I got a desk and a table. This table's heavy as shit. I can't lift that and put it in the ring. No way. Won't even fit under the bottom rope. Spaz Phoenix, thanks, dude, for that $10. Good to see you. Head over to Spaz Phoenix's YouTube channel. Give him a subscription. Cheers, Greg, in the chat. SummerSlam review is already in the can, set to drop on Friday. Toronto time. Are you on East Coast? You're East Coast, not Central, right? Toronto's East Coast. The first 10 minutes is my probably unpopular takes on the Vince stuff, Triple H TV 14 stuff. All right, go check out Spaz. We'll be up here live as well on Friday doing our SummerSlam predictions. By the way, cheers to you. No more Broken Skull Lager tonight. I'm all out, so back to the Stellas. Oh, Roosh attacking right at the beginning. Cheers. There's that paper bag man or box man. We still thinking that's Kip Sabian or? Good to see the Dominator. Alex as well. Good to see you. TJ. Good to see you. Angie Law. All the friends are here tonight. Good to see you. My friend, I think Destiny, I did get you. And Deshaun, appreciate the $2, dude. My first Mania was 20. Going to 40 is a must. Well, hell yeah. If you've been to 20, you got to go to 40. I've never been to any of the big ones, ever. I've only, 3. WrestleMania 3 definitely counts. But like the 10s, 20s, and 30s, I wasn't at either. Any of those. Would have loved to be there. And it looks like there's a high likelihood I'll miss 40 as well. As of right now, I can't see myself making that trip to Philly, but just based on everything, I'll be back to Hawaii that year. I got to get back to the East Coast to visit my friends, unless I tie in a North Carolina visit with that, and then I just make a quick flight up to Philly for Mania. I don't know, but it's going to be hard to pull off, especially if I want to continue going to Double or Nothings in Vegas and shit like that out here in the West Coast. We'll see. Oh, ew, don't lick his blood. Is that what we want to be doing? Is that what you want to do? I'm not licking anybody's blood. I don't care how much we know they're clean or anything like that. I ain't doing it. Did I hear Cornette calling Moxley the worst wrestler in the world? No, because I would never listen to anything that Cornette said regarding that. He is simply doing things for views and reaction at this point because that's an absurd statement. Oof. But that's a problem with people like, that was a great dive there by Mox. That's a problem with Cornette or anybody that so firmly chooses a side when there shouldn't even be a side to choose. Is you turn something which is probably Cornette's real opinion, which is Moxley the greatest wrestler in the world? No, but he turns that into Moxley is the worst wrestler in the world, and pretty sure it's somewhere in between. And I don't really have a whole lot of respect for somebody who has that much experience in wrestling, that much knowledge, that much know-how, being deliberately saying something he knows is not true. No respect. Lose all credibility when you're that biased. But I'd have to hear it. Maybe it's out of context. Maybe he was joking. I don't know. I didn't hear any of it. But judging from Cornette, everything's a mud show and nobody knows how to wrestle. Like people call like Kenny Omega, he has no talent. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference between him and AJ Styles? They're the same goddamn wrestler. Fucking crazy, man. Pronoun boy. JR just called somebody pronoun boy. That's definitely not a reference to people who use pronouns now. It's more of a reference, I think, to Vince, who used to be obsessed with using pronouns. Damn, Moxley talking shit with the horns and everything. Oh, my God. Spaz, thank you for 5 more, dude. Survivor Series main event. Roman, Jimmy J, Sammy Owens and Rollins versus Brock, Cody, Riddle, Ford, Dawkins, and Babyface Theory. Holy shit. I don't know. I think that's a bit early for Cody. Oh. Survivor Series sucks. I don't think Cody's return would be in the middle of a match that has 10 other guys in it, you know? Cody's return is probably going to be... that's why I don't think he's necessarily going to return at the Royal Rumble. I think he'll return maybe on TV or be announced for the Rumble beforehand, because honestly, that's one surprise that I don't really need, because we as fans are all going, health provided that is, are expecting Cody to be in the Rumble. So I think them trying to make it a surprise is going to be very much anticipated by us. So I'd have Cody come back in a surprising way, but maybe just a little bit earlier than Rumble. Or the night after Rumble. I don't know. But probably before. Man, Roosh is just... These guys are being brutal to each other. He's licking Moxley's blood. Moxley's talking trash about his gimmick. Yeah, he could. You're right, Dominator. Cody could have a Triple H 0-2 return. Same type of situation. Triple H was... he was in the Rumble, but that wasn't his return. He came back on Raw and did the big... return there in MSG, so Cody could do something similar, and instead of Angle coming out to confront Triple H and get his ass kicked, it could be The Miz or somebody else, or even Rollins to come out and welcome Cody back, and then Cody whips his ass, celebrates with the crowd, and then goes into the Rumble and wins it. But if you remember, and I do, in 2002, that was another extremely predictable outcome. From the very beginning of Triple H coming back to him winning the Rumble, that's kind of what you felt like they were going to do. And they didn't even try to pay off what the seeds that they planted. Austin and Triple H were already starting to not get along in the 2-man power trip. And then after they lost the titles like that, the tag team titles, you could smell a split coming. And then Triple H gets hurt. When he comes back, it feels like that would be a natural pairing. And now they're both baby faces. They were heels when all this happened. 8 months later, they're both baby faces. I don't know how that match did not get made for WrestleMania. But probably because Triple H was going to go over. And that's why he wasn't going to face Austin. Michael Cuomo, appreciate the $2. Sometimes predictable is better than surprise. Yes, I've said that a million times. This is just a little too predictable. I think Cody, I still think Cody would get a huge mega pop if he came back at the Rumble and they didn't, quote-unquote, announce it. I think it would just be a pop of excitement or a pop of, I told you so type of thing. Not a pop of like, oh my God, I can't believe he's back, because we're all going to be expecting that. So, Road Dogg is another guy that I find to be a complete idiot. I have no interest in anything he says, because it's all, he has motives on everything. This is a guy that's been trying to get hired by AEW. Billy Gunn's been trying to get him in. And I think what happened was Billy Gunn probably told him, sorry, dude, looks like they're not going to bring you in. And then all of a sudden, we're 3 days prior to his comments about Wardlow, he was like kissing Tony Khan's ass on Twitter. So yeah, maybe he became aware that they're probably not going to bring him in. So now he's lashing out. Something's up Bischoff's ass too. Like they irritated him somehow to where now he just will say anything. He will say anything, no matter how stupid it sounds. No matter how much he himself was the biggest offender of whatever it is he's complaining about. Extremely, lacking self-awareness. And it's all because of these stupid grudges that have been born because of what they're reading online. It's just fucking stupid. Grow out of that. I was like that for like 3 years, and then finally I'm like, this is stupid. Move on with your life, man. Fuck. Fans online should not affect how you like a wrestling promotion. That's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Oof. Mute the fuckers if they bother you, Block them, mute them. Don't pay them no mind. If you pay them any mind, they win. That means they're beating you. If you're purposely not liking a wrestling company because the fans over there are bothering you, that means they're winning. They're getting the better of you. And they're taking away your ability to think for yourself. I like the Arcade Bro 420 shirt. Oh, that's right. September 21st is the return to Arthur Ashe. $10 more bucks from Spaz. The Sheets are saying Triple H wants to make a big splash Saturday to plant the flag on the Triple H era. Not long term, but just on that night. What's the one big thing you want him to do? I don't know. The Riddle stuff is interesting because the Riddle injury is a kayfabe injury. They set all that up on Monday night with Seth beating the shit out of him to close the show. So they've got something planned, but I honestly think the only thing that would really be a huge statement by Triple H would be The Fiend coming back, because Riddle and Seth is a great-looking match on paper. Great-looking match on paper. I was excited to see it. So if you replace Riddle and Seth with Seth and Owens or Seth and AJ, yeah, that's fine. It's going to be a good match, but so would Riddle and Seth. So why change one good match for a match that's going to be basically the exact same thing? That doesn't make any sense. So they're going to have to change it for something big. I don't believe Gargano would really be the guy. I can't see Seth losing yet another mystery opponent again at pay-per-view unless they want to use that as a way to get Gargano over, and then Seth can claim, oh, I wasn't ready for you, have a rematch, but instead of Gargano beating Seth 3 times, Seth maybe gets a win back. But Gargano just doesn't seem right to me. Doesn't seem right. You can bring Gargano back a million different ways. He doesn't need to have anything to do with Seth and Riddle. So another thing I'm thinking is is it possible that Randy Orton somehow got healthy and he's good to go, and they might be doing the big Orton and Riddle split? Maybe Orton comes out to replace Riddle, only to turn on Riddle type of thing. Ooh, nice belly-to-belly into the corner to Mox. So to change this match and to change it to something else, I feel like if they changed it to an opponent like Owens or AJ or Gargano, that's not a big enough reason to change the match, you know? If Vince is still in charge, I'm thinking it's going to be Goldberg. If there was a way to get Goldberg and Riddle, that would be even more fun. Oof. Or maybe Riddle comes out to announce Seth's opponent, and he goes, it's my bro, Broldberg, or something. Oh, there's Andrade. And then Goldberg comes out, annihilates Seth, but then Riddle attacks him or something, setting up Goldberg and Riddle, a clash at the castle or something. I don't know. All right, Andrade came out, but here comes everybody. Penta and Phoenix, Andrade's hightailing it. Yeah, Lucha Brothers both lost their masks. Yeah, and fans can be annoying, don't get me wrong, but what I think is so funny about people like Bischoff and Cornette, who have been in the business and have succeeded in the business, to stoop to their level, to let the crazy cult-like fans' irrational behavior make them irrational. You know what I mean? That's what I find so funny. I'm like, be better than that. You know, don't let it affect you to the point where now you're making up bullshit in your head, and that's what they do. Clearly, Cornette will spend 2 hours a week just saying anything about AEW because he knows the AEW haters that listen to him will whack off to it. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. You know, porn doesn't have to make sense. So that's what these people consider what Cornette says, and that's why I just think that it's a little bit pathetic and it's sad. They should be better than that. They're stooping to the level of somebody that will probably never exceed burger flipping status at McDonald's, and these people are millionaires who've made lots of, maybe not multi-millionaires, but have made lots of money in wrestling and have had a tremendous amount of success. Don't worry about what a burger flipper says. Don't worry about it. Not important. Ooh, God, what a fucking headbutt. Jesus Christ. He did that backwards right on Mox. Kick out. Yep. That wasn't the paradigm shift. What do they call that? The Death Rider? Is that what that is? Oh, Roosh is fantastic. My God. Backney aside, he's a pretty decent hand, man. No, Rodrigo, I would never listen to Disco Inferno in any situation ever. I've never been less interested in what a human being has to say than I am about Disco Inferno. Maybe Disco Inferno and Ryback, I put them on the same level. Completely useless humans who contribute nothing. And Moxley chokes him out. Excellent effort by Roosh. Another solid performance by Mox, who is fighting every week. I think he's trying to prove a point, it feels like. I mean, after his stint in rehab, coming back, he's literally been in the ring every chance he's got. All right, here comes Jericho for some reason. Is Anna Jay in the JAS? Was I not aware of this? When did that happen? Good for her. Oh, that's right. We knew that last week because she came out and turns out she reunited with Ty Conti. Okay. What is going on with his pants? It's like they're hiked up. I don't understand men. Appreciate us. Jericho busted up bad. Mm-hmm. Anna Jay, welcome to the team. Oh, she's going to talk too? Okay. Anna JAS. Good for her. They should turn her heel. It's about time. Because if they put her with Jungle Boy, they'll just be hated like Sammy and Ty Conti are. I've never really heard Anna speak for a long period of time on the mic. She's not bad. I like how she's getting mad. And yes, she definitely takes her vitamins. A horsefly. Ouch. I don't miss getting bit by horseflies when I lived in Michigan. Motherfuckers, man. I beat Eddie Kingston. Oh, he's coming for that title? We're not going to put the interim title on Jericho, are we? Wow, Jericho and Mox. Quake by the Lake. I forgot about Quake by the Lake. I totally forgot. Last champion. Yeah, so I guess Moxley isn't technically the first ever two-time champion. But if Jericho wins that belt, wouldn't he also not be a two-time champion because it's the interim title? Yeah, there you go. Mox corrected him. Give me an honest answer here. I think a Moxley and Punk match would be more fun per se, but a Punk and Jericho match wouldn't be that bad, especially some of the shit on the mic. Which would you prefer? Punk Mox, Punk Jericho. We've seen both in WWE, but never here. This isn't the Sports Entertainment Championship of the Galaxy. I love it. Now, I'm pretty sure Jericho's hydrated. Whenever you do anything physical, you got to be hydrated. You'll cramp like a motherfucker. King of trademarks. Oh, he wants Super J-Cup, Chris Jericho? Well, that was a long time ago. Quake by the lake. Is it land of 10,000 lakes? Is that what Minnesota is? I used to have family in Minnesota, and there are a lot of lakes up there. I've been to a few lakes in Minnesota. Ice fishing. Look! Look! Trios! There they are. Tournament with the finals being it all out. Trios title. They kind of resemble the old WWE tags a little bit. I like that. That's cool. Just producing a tweet. Ooh. Sky Blue. Well, hello, Sky. Oh, here comes Danhausen. Oh, shit. Is this the FTW match? See, that's why people are so stupid about wrestling. They're like, I don't like Danhausen. He's so fucking stupid. And I'm sure Cornette hates him. But listen to the audience. Motherfucker comes out and people lose their shit. He moves so much merchandise. Like, if he came out there and everybody went straight to concessions or booed or stuck their thumbs up their ass and then licked it, then I can understand why is he coming out there. But, fuck, if you're over, you're over. Simple as that. People try to make wrestling so deep, and it ain't. It's quite shallow. Ooh, I like this, Ricky Starks. Look at him. He's fantastic. He's got them Rock vibes, doesn't he? Dresses like him. Turtleneck chain. He's just half his size. Absolute. You should be Belvedere or Grey Goose, not Absolute. Belvedere, Ricky Starks. Cora Jade and Sky Blue do look alike. Oh, and Sky and Dante are dating? Good for them. Hope it works out. With the roster, somebody asked me on Twitter, with the roster, do they really need the trios titles? Does WWE need the women's tags? I'm totally fine with it. It seems like a lot of titles because Ring of Honor is there. You separate Ring of Honor, it's not that bad. It's really no more titles in WWE. Now, when AEW starts having 2 fucking world titles running around Rampage and Dynamite, then come talk to me. But until then, I'm not too concerned with too many titles. And I think you can reduce them if you wanted to. Like, get rid of this one. The FTW. Maybe Danhausen puts a curse on it and goes away forever. Uh-oh. Cursed. Oh, down goes Hausen. Come on, buddy. Danhausen seems to be a really good regular dude, too. He seems to like to be a guy who's just deliriously in love with his wife. Nice! Northern Lights by Danhausen. He can work. I've watched a lot of his indie matches, and he's not completely... He knows what he's doing. I mean, he ain't Kurt Angle, but he also doesn't need to be. I mean, I don't see how you can have such a problem with Danhausen, but then, like, be okay with the boogeyman and shit in WWE. And that's it. And Danhausen did not pull off the upset there. I thought he'd get some help. And he's getting his ass kicked every time he wrestles. So it's not like AEW's trying to pass him off as somebody that can beat anyone, you know? He's a character on a wrestling show. Get over yourselves. Free hat. I like the random signs. One was free hat. The other one said stay mustard. All right. You got to have Dijon, Jerry. It's got to be Dijon. Yeah. Send Hook. Oh, for real this time. All right. They're chanting for Hook. Here he comes. Well, that was obvious. Hook and Ricky Starks? Holy shit. He's like, all right. And he's wearing orange. Wait, aren't they on the same... Is Ricky still in Team Taz, or have I missed something? I mean, Hook should win this title because his dad held it. If this title is on the line, Hook's going to win it right now. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Oh, you don't think Hook is on Team Taz? I thought he was like in the background of their promos and shit at first with the hoodie, and he just sat there and didn't say anything. I thought he was part of Team Taz. I can't keep track. There's so many federations. Jesus. I guess he's... You know, and Ricky Starks finally is larger, but not by much. Bell is rung. Is Hook gonna choke him? Here goes Hook. Look at Ricky. Ricky's gonna do everything he can to put the kid over too, if that's the plan. Believe it or not, like if Ricky puts him over, this could be like a stock building thing for Ricky, especially if he makes this kid look really, really good. Because that's what Hook needs. He needs a credible opponent to beat. So far, it's been like J.D. Drakes and people like that, you know? And QT Marshall's. We haven't seen Hook take any major bumps either. Here comes one. Nice. I love that. First time I ever saw that hip toss reversal was by Marty Jannetty. I was just blown away by it. Nice spear. Wow, is that going to be it just like that? No way. There he goes. Oh, I was about to say. And he's got the Taz mission. Pretty Ricky. Smart booking, too. They had him work a match first. And he's tapping. Wow. Yeah. See, I like that surprise. Ricky gets on the mic, Mr. Fuji at WrestleMania 9 style. I'll fight you right now, whoever. Send out Hook. Hold the title his dad held. Yeah. Hook probably physically held that belt as a child. Maybe not. He might be too young for that. He might not even been born when Taz had that thing. I don't know how old the young fella is. Hey, look at Ricky. Fist bump. I like that. Didn't I just say that? I was like, you know, if Ricky just does the deed here and puts this kid over, I just think that's something that could actually help him not hurt him in the long run in his career. Like, I know if I was a wrestler and there was like a, you know, kind of like a bubbling star, you know, as long as I didn't personally hate the prick or something and I had no issue with him at all, I would be honored to do whatever I could to help him, you know, because I know that could, you know, in turn, help me. They would always know I could be somebody that could be counted on for shit, you know? And eventually, that work will get rewarded. Wait. Are you joking, C-Mac? I thought you didn't know Hook was Taz's kid. I thought that was his whole gimmick. That was cool. Yeah, I really did like that. It was something I didn't expect. I like to show respect from Ricky Starks. I liked it. Yeah, Steven. I mean, changing the initials back to WWF, I could see being something that Triple H might think would be a cool thing, but it's not something anybody would go for because you've just established your brand. And that's one thing you have to remember, too, about WWF. I just brought this up not long ago, that WWE, I did the math not long ago, they are really close to becoming WWE longer than WWF was WWF because they changed from WWF somewhere around like 78, 79, I think, and changed just to WWF. Might have been earlier, but whatever it was, I think we're looking at about 24 years of the initials WWF, and we're on about 20 of WWE. So sooner or later, WWE, and plus they've already established that name worldwide. Everybody's used to it now. Even I am used to saying WWE. It took me about 10 years to deprogram from WWF. To go back to that now would just make me dizzy. So I think WWE is here to stay, even though the initial change 20 years ago rubbed me the wrong way. I did not like it at all. But I've accepted it. Oh, wow, C-Mac. All right, just making sure you weren't joking. Hook is 23. Wow. Yeah, so that means Taz was already in WWE. So he was never even around for ECW. That's fucking nuts, man. Well, no, I guess he was... So if Taz came in what, 2000 at the Royal Rumble? That would have been 22 and a half years ago. So that means Hook was probably just recently born. And probably good motivation for Taz to leave a company where his checks are bouncing and go to a company that's literally has to put a shield to block all the money that's flying into him, you know? That's how successful WWE was at the time. So probably an easy decision for Taz to make. Good for you, Hook. I like that Hook wrestles in Umbros. Aw, Ricky. Poor Ricky. They're going to talk to him too? What's going to happen now? At least Hobbs is in the ring. What's your reaction to all this? I didn't even expect a promo from him. Give me a segment or match that elevates two people at the same time. And that's smart booking. Oh, there he goes. Oh, my God. I was about to say, who's going to turn on who? Hobbs laid him out. I was literally just about to say, is Ricky going to go on Hobbs and get frustrated and hit him? And Hobbs didn't even let him. Man, talk about swerving us. See, that's what I'm saying. They did all of this because it's going to lead to more for Ricky. And they're getting right to it. This is a promo and shit I'd expect next week, you know? They're like, no, just stay in the ring. Let's just do it all right now. Win a match, lose a match, drop your title, get frustrated, get attacked by your best friend, all within 20 minutes. I mean, that was the beginning. If you noticed, you could feel the passion in Ricky's voice of like a babyface promo. He gave the show respect to Hook after the match. Oh, and that's it. Now we're to Acclaimed. Okay. The Ass Boys. Ass Boys. Bring your ass cream. If you guys are going, bring your ass cream. Don't forget it. We'll go to the grocery store. Where can I find the ass cream? That's a mic drop. Oh. Entertainers. I fucking love that. I cannot get enough of that intro. Spaz is back with $5 more. AEW Women's, AEW Tag Trios, Dynamite Diamond. That's not a title. That's a fucking ring. TNT, TBS, FTW. And then we stop there because all that Ring of Honor shit is a whole nother fucking promotion. Just like when WWE bought WCW, all those fucking titles were on TV for the longest time until they figured out what to do with WCW and they shit-canned it. But with AEW, they're keeping Ring of Honor, so they're going to have their own stuff to do, but you are going to see those belts on TV from time to time because two companies are owned by the same entity. So it's not like really all these titles are in the same company, but a lot of these titles will be on the same TV show from time to time. But if you take away the Ring of Honor stuff, I don't think it's obnoxious. IWGP tags aren't a part of AEW. AAA tags aren't a part of AEW. These are titles that are making appearances on the show due to working agreements, which is a good thing. You don't want to say, no, I don't want promotions to work together because then there's too many titles. Who the fuck says that? So, yeah, there's a ton of belts, but there's a reason there's a ton of belts. It's not like they're just creating a belt every 5 days. That's not what's happening here. These are already established belts. Many of them have been in existence for many years that are just on TV a lot. You know why? Because people are so goddamn conditioned to watch WWE, they don't know anything else. So it's weird to them to see other championships on a show. It's a lot of titles, yes, but that's the environment they're in. They have representations on TV all the time from various promotions. You're going to see a lot of title belts. To the casual viewer, maybe it'll confuse them. But that's what the internet is for. If you're really that confused by it, look it up. Dante Martin and Sammy Guevara. Mwah. This can't not be good. Well, you got to think Sky Blue and Conti are going to scrap. Oh, Sammy breakdancing. I love it. Breakdancing was really in when I was like 8 or 9 years old. Everybody was breakdancing. Holy shit. I had a cousin who would buy like these windbreakers because they were smooth, and if you tried to do like a spin on your back, kind of like a spinneroonie, but on your back you could spin real quick in them, and he used to always buy windbreakers so he could break dance. White guy, of course, naturally. See, I saw that clip. A couple people have tagged me in this. Deshaun, you just did, of Paul Heyman at the tryouts, talking about how he's telling the hopefuls to, sell me on your name. I'm like, well, they can, but that ain't gonna be the name WWE's gonna use. So what's the fucking point? They're gonna name you Michael Chicken McNugget if you go there. So why sell you on a name that that the company's not going to even consider using? There goes Dante. So Sammy's trying to leave. Wow, what a dive by Dante. The Dante dive. My landlord's name is Dante. But I don't have to pay Dante Martin $4,000 a month. That's kind of nice. Injury shortening Taz's career? I don't recall. I just don't think Taz ever really... WWE... He was never even been able to be presented in WWE the way he was in ECW. He was really a killer, a badass in ECW, and it just didn't translate to WWE. It did at first. It did it in his debut, MSG, New York. Everybody knows Taz, knows ECW, choked out Kurt Angle. Probably couldn't have been brought in any better of a way, but was immediately just not considered that big of a deal by WWE, and that's probably on them. And then luckily for Taz, he found his second calling and as a commentator, and the co-host of Sunday Night Heat with Michael Cole, and then behind the announce booth, and he was good. And it allowed him to continue his career now. Without that, Taz might have been done with wrestling right after he was done in the ring. So it actually worked out for him. But yeah, I thought Taz was going to be a big deal in WWE. But one thing I've mentioned a bunch of times about Taz's career is what hurt him the most is that literally 1 week after he debuted, the Radicals came in. All of them. Guerrero, Benoit, Malenko, Saturn, and I think, honestly, all of them, especially Guerrero and Benoit, but all four of them, I think WWE held in higher regard than Taz, and that's what hurt him. If the Radicals didn't come in, I think Taz probably would have been in an Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania 2016, but Benoit and Eddie put a stop to that. Because even though WWE was lucky and happy to have Taz, once they got Benoit and Eddie, like, holy shit, we got some talent now. So Benoit, Eddie, Jericho, Angle, all of them in my mind were better than Taz. So that's what hurt him. Come on, Sky Blue. You got to do a little bit more than Miss Elizabeth out there. Help out your man. Believe it or not, I actually have a really good deal. I feel like it should be a little bit more. The rent is so crazy right now, and inflation is so nuts. I've been seeing 2- and 3-bedroom apartments for about as much as this 5-bedroom house is, with a 2-car garage and a lot of space. I mean, I'm in the master bedroom right now. This is a whole separate apartment on its own in this house. So the fact that we pay what we pay is actually not bad, as expensive as it sounds. If I lived anywhere else, it would be much smaller, probably for the same amount of money or more. So we do have a relatively okay deal here, but it still sucks. Rent just sucks in general. Really wish I would have bought a house 10 years ago, but I kind of forgot. Slipped my mind. Now I'm not going to even be able to consider buying until till the bubble bursts. Then jump right on it. Get myself a permanent podcastle. Wow. Sensational Sammy. What's up, We Are Pro Wrestling? Good to see you. My late father, that Oceana that they're plugging, he was my dad was a sailor. He loved to sail and loved the ocean, and he made multiple trips down the East Coast, just sailing all the way from like Cape Cod to Florida. And he was always near the ocean, always near the water, and always loved and respected the ocean. And one of his big wishes was that, we did a better job as humanity is to clean up our oceans and stuff. And he was really into like cleanup efforts and stuff. And when we settled his estate, we donated part of his money to the ocean cleanup fund and stuff. Anytime I see anybody trying to do that, I always think of my dad. Oh, God. See, guys like this, they're so good and smooth that, like, you feel real comfortable when they're going for something nuts. Like, usually I'm like, oh, God, be careful. Don't botch. Don't kill yourself. But these guys, even if they botch, I feel like they're capable of recovering. I haven't quite decided what to do with my dad's ashes yet. I still have them, but one thing I did find online is that they could actually take his ashes and turn it into coral and like make it some sort of like kind of like coral apparatus that you can drop in the ocean so fish can live in it. And I could actually turn my dad into like a piece of coral. And I might do it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. but I've had him for 3 years, and eventually I'm going to have to do something with him. Oh, GTS. But I think my dad would get a kick out of that. It's like, damn, I know I love the ocean and everything, but I didn't mean for you to just drop me right to the bottom of it. But at least he'd be there forever, you know? Sammy wins. Oh, man. Well, is Dante going to get some help? Come on, Sky Blue. Help him out. There she is, finally. Here comes Anna Jay. They took her out. Sammy just watches. Now they're both going to kick the shit out of her. Oh, Lord, here comes Ruby. Ortiz. Who else? Kingston. Eddie's there. Somebody told me Eddie Kingston and Ruby Soho are dating. Is that for reals? Oh, hi, Tito. I see you're doing yoga again down there. He is so... When he stretches out, I swear to God, he's 4 feet long. There they go. Look at the shape Ortiz is in. He's just great. Oh, that's cool. You spread your grandpa's ashes at the Field of Dreams. Wow. Oh, that's nice of Garcia.
They're going to be calling Daniel Garcia the greatest technical sports entertainer in the world.
I don't think they're going to be calling you that, but you're very good. Oh, really? I didn't catch that. Dante might have got hurt there. Oh, God, I hope he's all right. Be right back. I'm going to grab another Stella. Oh, good. Back just in time for the commercial, just like I like. No, I don't listen to Booker T very often. I mean, I hear clips of Booker whenever he says something ridiculous, which is a lot. I like Booker. I just don't really have time to listen to his podcast unless I happen to come across a clip on YouTube or something. I'll sometimes click on it, but it's not a regular thing I do. Golden Corral. They got wings there. I'm not sure if I trust Golden Corral wings. I trust good mic work wings. And yes, my dad is named Chris Cuomo. That's awesome. That's awesome. Gable Steveson is still under development. They didn't really get pushed. They just introduced him at WrestleMania. He'll be back. I thought he was the next Kurt Angle. He's got to get in the ring first. He's got to work and wrestle before he can become the next Kurt Angle. Not even Kurt Angle was the next Kurt Angle. He took a little while to develop. And they brought Kurt Angle did the same thing. He was brought out on ECW and he was shown a couple of times, but largely he was behind the scenes working dark matches and training and that sort of thing. And that's probably what Stevenson is doing, working out at the PC and shit like that. So he'll debut. He'll debut. They'll make him a huge deal. But with a guy like that, if they really see that much in him, got to make sure he's ready. All right, my stream is buffering a little bit. There we go. Golden Corral, dip fried shrimp in a fondue fountain. What a place. Barkley and Tony Romo. That's awesome. Spaz, thanks for the $2. Triple H beats MJF at Mania in Philly. Heyman to ref. That's an interesting match. Kind of a mismatch. I think Triple H is truly done at this point. I would definitely not attempt to come back. I mean, it's hard to ever completely rule out Triple H when you see Ric Flair getting in the ring with a fucking computerized heart or whatever he's got. So, you never know. You're going to smear baby oil on me, on the scalp of mine. Well, if olive oil is made from olives, what is baby oil made out of? Look at these guys. The best friends. Dressed like the Scooby-Doo bus. They look like Mellow Mushroom. Chill out, Sonjay. I saw the thing about Flair wanting to do like a suicide dive from the top rope, and Charlotte was like, yeah, I don't think so. Jungle Boy. The one and only Jungle Boy. Well, is Christian and his turtleneck in July going to show up? Oh, yeah, I forgot that Lucha was not really the bad guy, which we speculated on because when he turned heel, he never attacked Jungle Boy. And it seems like that's the impact he would make. And I pitched Luchasaurus going heel, but I pitched him going heel by attacking Jungle Boy. And since that didn't happen, I'm like, I don't know if I trust it. And sure enough, unless he turns on him here, we've already had one turn tonight in Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, Booker T's under a part-time contract, so I'm sure he can do a podcast if he wants to. WWE cannot stop you from making a living, you know? They shouldn't be able to. Oh, my God. Look at Jungle Boy getting pissed. Good for you. Fans like that. Yeah, Jungle Boy getting spicy. It's about time growing a little facial hair. You are a child still, but come on, you can be Jungle Man. Did he call him a pussy? Is that what he called him? I missed what he said.
And you know what? I have watched you come out here for weeks and talk all sorts of bullshit.
No, pussy and bullshit in the same promo? Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, by the
Yeah, like a year ago that Battle Royal was.
And I guess you missed out on some bonus you would have got if you won that match. But I mean, for someone who's been wrestling as long as you have, that shouldn't be that big of a deal, should it?
Yeah, save your money, Christian.
You know, then I thought a little more. And I realized why you needed that money so bad. You were strapped for cash.
Strapped for cash, Christian.
Your wife had just divorced your bitch ass.
Oh! I didn't know Christian got divorced. Is that true? I got a Christian secret that I know from way back in the day.
What about a week ago with Luchasaurus? It kind of confused all of us. He had been coming out with him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, just like all the bad guys in the movies with the turtlenecks and the small pricks.
Just like all the bad guys in the movies with the turtlenecks and the small pricks.
He's on a roll here, boys.
Look at Jungle Boy not playing games, is he?
Needed somebody to protect him. So he found himself a monster. But that monster is my best friend.
Luchasaurus, my best friend.
And what Christian didn't realize is that he was only being protected for me. Because nobody is going to get their hands on him before I do. And Christian has made it very clear that his only goal is to hurt me.
What's Tomko up to these days?
Talk shit, talk shit. Say whatever you can think of.
He said shit 3 times, pussy once.
If you want to swing a chair and hit me in the head, swing it as hard as you can. Because I can take it. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was standing in a dirt hole with my Uncle Dave and a shovel. Watching my tears fall into the dirt and turn it into mud. And I dug my father's grave.
You dug your dad's grave? Turtleneck Christian is here. Oh, he sees him now. I was about to say, Jungle Boy's still talking.
Something real quick I just want to say. Talking about Luchasaurus being your best friend, that was a big mistake, Luchasaurus, because you saw over the past few weeks where I could guide you. You were walking through people left and right. Your future was nothing but main events and gold for days, but you threw it all away to remain Jungle Boy's lapdog.
Aren't you hot wearing that shit, Christian? It's goddamn July, bro. Fuck. I'd be sweating my taint off.
Of what I was gonna do to you if I stayed. Because you see, Jungle Boy, you think that one-man concerto, you think that hurt? You think that hurt? You ain't seen nothing yet. And it's apropos that you're wearing that leather jacket that I draped over your lifeless body. Because the next thing I drape over you is gonna be a body bag.
Oh. A body bag.
Don't worry about me disrespecting your dearly departed father anymore, Jungle Boy. No, you can kick up some dirt and cozy up right beside him.
Jesus.
You might have the monster, Jungle Boy, but I still have the advantage because you told me all your secrets.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna prey on your weakness.
Oh, Ramon knows my dirty little secret. He found out I'm the anonymous GM. Finally outed after all this time. Yeah, it's Hangman Page's birthday and Triple H's birthday. Young Bucks changed their bio today to happy birthday. I wonder who they were wishing that to. No chance. No chance. Have we got any... Oh, there's Hangman. Have we got any Vince references yet on AEW TV? We got one in WWE. Your daddy's not here anymore. What can AEW say?
Okay, listen, man. For the longest time, I've been wanting to talk to you and just tell you about
Oh. Happy birthday, Dark Order. Up. Looks like the Young Bucks were going to try to make up with him. Look at the Bucks trying to talk to Hangman a bit. It's interesting. Oh, yeah. I think part of the reason why the Young Bucks aren't dropped the tag team titles. Or no, are they tag team champions? Who the fuck are the tag champs? Oh, yeah, Swerve and Lee. I think part of the reason why they dropped them was because they could win the trios with Kenny. Worcester masked. Look at Mark Sterling. Oh, he's kind of dressed a little bit like Cornette. Cornette used to dress like that when he'd work. Tony Nese. Oh, yeah, I miss my abs. I don't have them anymore. I used to have a set. Keith Lee's banned, so Swerve has got to do this all alone. Well, good. Maybe Tony Nese will finally pick up a win. Oh, it's Ziggler's birthday too? Well, happy birthday to the sexy three blonde boys. Oh, yeah, this shit last week with whatever his name is. I mean, that was a legit punch to Tony Nese's face. Right, Christian getting heel heat just off his outfit. That's what smart heels do. He knows that turtleneck shit works. He knows people react to that. I think it's fucking ludicrous for him to be wearing that. First of all, it's not 2001, and also, it's July. Let's wear the most absurd thing possible in July. Even in Massachusetts, it's hot as hell in July, man. If I was Swerve, all I would do was just take out Strickland very easily. Just punch him one time, knock him flat out. And then just a one-on-one match with you and Nese. You got this. Help me out. Who reached higher heights in NXT? I believe Strickland did, right? Nese was Cruiserweight champ at one point. But Strickland was North American champ. Right? So Strickland's got the edge here. This handicap match continues in picture-in-picture. Yeah, Christian doing like a like an iPhone TED Talk or something. That'd be great. Yeah, Steve Jobs, he does kind of. Ooh, barbecue bacon grilled shrimp. That's all? $18.99? What a deal. What are my predictions for Ric Flair? Ric Flair wins. That's what I predict. Because based on who his opponents are, you know, his last match, losing to Shawn was the right thing to do. But this match, who fucking cares if he wins or loses? So he'll probably just win it and go out on top like that. That sucks. I'm going to miss it, just like I did Death Before Dishonor. I got to work. I got just too busy. So I'm going to have to be there. So if I was home, I would definitely order it and watch it. But it should be interesting. You guys mind hitting us with a few likes down there? That would be appreciative. Thanks. If anybody hasn't smashed it yet. Tony won the Cruiserweight title in New Jersey wearing Jets colors, making it the only time someone in green will win a title in MetLife. That's hilarious. That's what they should have titled the pay-per-view, Ric Flair Doesn't Die.
Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Grilled cheese double burger with 3 slices of cheese.
So, could you ever overcheese something?
Can you over?
Can you over-cheese some? No matter who is in the car in these Sonic commercials, it's terrible. There's like 3 different groups of people they use. And they all suck. Yeah, I've seen people with who get a lot less views than me get a lot more likes. So they're either doing something shady with the likes, like buying them, or my people just don't give a shit about liking the videos. One or the other. So, prove me wrong. Like the video. Oh. My like to dislike ratio on my videos has literally never changed in the 12 years I've been on YouTube. It's always been 93%. Always. It's never changed. One time it might have been like 92.5 or something, but it's always been like 93% likes, 7% dislikes throughout my entire YouTube history. It's been the most consistent stat you've probably ever seen anywhere. Big super kick to Nice. He's hanging. Oh! See, I like that. That didn't take too long to set up. Like the Andrade stomp where you go in the corner like that. Like some of that shit takes so long to set up, and the way Strickland kicked Nice, and then he held on with his toes on the bottom rope, allowing Strickland to stomp him. That all happened within seconds. That looked good. Oh! That was a thigh slap from hell. Oh, and he beat them both easily. Well, that was a good way to get Nice out of the match. That was a good win for him. Oh, he got taken out. Oh, so Tony Nese is going to get the tag team partner without this guy who just took out Lee, and now we're going to have a tag match, and the champs are going to beat them. I like how Keith Lee's using the light as a pillow. Oh, and now he's getting attacked. Damn. Even though you mispronounce my name every time, my last name every time you say it, what do I say? I guess I should read it. Jakubowski? Jakubowski. What do I say? James, I think I say it something else. I definitely don't say that right. I suck at pronouncing names. I can read and shit, but for some reason, I ain't much of a pronouncer. I always put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Shit like that. Spaz Phoenix, 5 more. Thanks, dude. I made trios titles in WWE 2K. Tag titles and a singles title that are same belt. The champs are Mr. T, Logan Paul, and Machine Gun Kelly. That's one hell of an interesting trios team there. All 3 of them in their prime? Well, I guess maybe Logan and Machine Gun are in their prime. Mr. T in his prime. What's this? Oh, Miro and Malachi. I like this. This is kind of a really good feud when you think about it, because Miro's God's favorite champion, and these guys are very satanic.
You know, Darby, it's ironic. You have the words, nothing's over till you're underground, tattooed across your chest.
Nothing's over until you're underground. Well, that's true.
You know why? I made an example
Unless you're cremated.
because I can. And it's
Then nothing's over until you're cremated.
until your casket drops. So, Darby,
Because I'll tell you one thing right now. I'm claustrophobic as a motherfucker. I don't care if I'm dead or not. You ain't locking me in a box and put me underground. Ain't happening. Burn me up, roll me in a joint, smoke me. That's what you need to do. It looks like Shotgun Saturday Night.
deliver that German suplex. He was able to defend the championship with the brutalizer, but the international theme continues as well.
So that's another kind of thing that sets this apart from AEW's other titles, is that this All-Atlantic title is going to be defended around the world. Smart move by AEW, you know. WWE tried that a couple years ago in their talent hoarding phase. You know, they were going around trying to make working relationships with independent promotions to get them, you know, into, have shows on the WWE network and shit. Did the stuff with Evolve and all that. So they were always looking to branch out. Now it looks like Tony Khan's trying to get a leg up on that. Smoking a Greg right now. Good for you. Ramon, I can't hide from you. Trust me, bro. I ain't trying to hide from you. If I saw you, I'd slap your stupid face. Where have I seen that guy before? God. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. Whenever you see an actor in a show and you're like, where do I know that guy from? What's up, bud? Yeah, I saw the coffin match. That's good. I'm glad that we have coffin matches and not cremation matches. And I'm glad that AEW calls it a coffin match instead of a casket match, because the very first casket match in WWE was actually called a coffin match. A coffin match. What is a coffin match? Well, you got to put your opponent in a coffin and close the lid. Holy shit, that's crazy. Blue Cho. I'm 420 friendly, but have to pull the brakes because even in a weed legal state, they test us if we work in public safety. Yeah, I can understand that. Public safety, you have to. I've been in restaurants my whole life. They don't give a fuck. And I could not drug test anybody I hired because it would be dirty. So I have to knowingly hire people that I know, drink and probably do a little bit of drugs. But as long as they show up and do their job and they show up sober and do their job, I don't give a fuck what they do in their free time. So just do your job. It's all I want. Come to work drunk, you're out on your ass. Did I hear about John Cena is going to be in character for the video game Fortnite? No, I didn't. I don't even know what Fortnite is. I don't even know what video games are these days, to be honest. But no, I didn't know that. So is that a big deal or something? I mean, John Cena goes everywhere he goes in his John Cena shirt and hat. Every kid he meets, he's in full gear. So it seems like he's always John Cena, but hopefully that makes it fun for video game people. That's all I care about. Oh, Ramon's going to rub mayonnaise on my scalp now. I mean, you can try if there's any left. Your mom used it all last night, so whatever's left you can have, but she uses a lot. She don't be skimping on the mayonnaise. Big, healthy handfuls. Very generous. They are hanging from the rafters. I would not want to go to any show where the fans were hanging from the rafters. Oh, yeah. So she picked up a win over Thunder Rosa, huh? Oh, LeBron was in that game? I didn't know that. Mio Yamashita meditated before the match, is according to. Trained in karate. Here comes Thunder Rosa. From the graveyards of Tijuana. I live so close to Tijuana, and I have never gone down there. All my friends go all the time. Like, no, you can get like a root canal for $50. And I'm like, I'll just get a root canal here and pay regular price. Thank you. Oh, Fortnite is free to play. I didn't know that. I don't have any, like, not one single game of any kind downloaded on my phone. And I need to try, because there's probably a whole bunch of cool shit you can download here. Elizabeth plays the shit out of, like, bingo and stuff on her phone, and looks addicting, you know? It's like the phone's going to offer a lot of crazy, pretty good games, I'm sure. I should look into something to play. For time-killing stuff, though, I'd probably be into, like, a puzzle game or maybe like a really easy to use shooter, like a side shooter or something, like if they had one of those. But otherwise, I don't know, just some sort of game that is addicting and can pass time I might be interested in, but I don't know any. Oh, that's nice, James. That's good. That's good. And I've been alive so much longer than phones have been around, and I really have a hard time remembering what the hell I did when I'm taking a shit. I mean, I sometimes would read, but mostly not. So what was I doing the whole time? Just looking at the wall? I guess that's what I was doing. I don't really remember, but I guess I was just sitting there. It's like now, like, people are lucky. People, like, go out to eat alone or something. Like, at least you got your phone, you know? Back in the day, what'd you do? Just eat your soup and look around while you're doing that, you know? I think anybody who's eating alone and not looking at their phone is a sociopath. So back in the day, I don't know how people did it, but I've been working in restaurants forever. I've seen one-tops all the time. One-tops are common. People out of town just going, sitting down, having some good dinner, staying at the hotel next door or something. Many times I'll have a book or a newspaper or something. But now with phones, it just makes being by yourself so much easier. Damn, big chop. I'm going to take a quick pit stop while Rose is beating the shit out of this poor girl. Be right back.
Everything you were looking for on apartments.com. I mean, come on, look at this place. It's got 12-foot ceilings, modern
You think my bedtime is at 6:30 at night? It's 6:30 at night in California. I go to bed at like 4 a.m. My day has just started. I had lunch 3 hours ago.
apartments.com. The place to find a place. Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'm so out of the loop with video games. I'm not even really of the understanding that when you play games, you can chat and talk to people, and it's all so interactive now. I couldn't imagine playing Duck Hunt, talking to some guy in India, and be like, yeah, I'm killing all these ducks, man. I'm killing way more than you. That dog's laughing at you so hard, and here I'm just busting a cap in these ducks. I couldn't even imagine like talking smack to some guy I don't know. You can call me Jimbo. Well, that's my dad. I have two fathers. So if you ever hear me talk about my dad as he's living, but you've also heard me talk about my dad and he's passed away, it's because I have two. I'm not making shit up. But my stepdad, who basically raised me, is named James. And he was always called Jimbo by his friends, or Jimmy, or Mooch. For some reason they called him Mooch. And he didn't even mooch. He was successful in life. He didn't need to mooch, but they called him Mooch. I don't know why. I don't know the next good feud for Thunder Rosa. I kind of like them doing this for the time being before they find the next big opponent for her, but you know, her working and taking other bookings and stuff, I kind of like that. I think that's cool. And then having matches on Dynamite against quality opponents from other places is at least a good way to get her some wins and get her run some traction and give her a history, you know? So when you look back at her title run, you see a bunch of wins there, you know? And people have to understand that AEW is not WWE. So what you expect to see there, you're not probably going to see here all the time. So you got to not think that way. So if fans are confused, why is Thunder Rosa wrestling this person? Because this is the way AEW runs their product. That's why. So not everything is exactly like Vince, and that's the true horror of what wrestling has become without competition, and how it's conditioned fans to see shit one way and no other way. I'm like, not everything they're going to do here is going to work, but this is the way they do things. I think it's cool bringing in names that not necessarily all the audience knows. What's wrong with that? Especially if that person's impressive and people are going to go, I want to see more of that person. Sometimes they're not. You don't give a shit if you see them again. But some people are. Danielson and Garcia. That's going to be the main event. That's good. I wonder if they're going to run some big angle in the main event where somebody turning on Danielson or vice versa. Hope not. Maybe Danielson's going to join the JAS and be a sports entertainer. Oh, that takes... Oh, my God. Jesus. Yamashita, she Germaned that, but really landed... Like, she tried to German and bridge it, but she landed on her head. Oh, my God. That hurts my neck just watching that. Gotta have a strong neck. If you were in wrestling, man, I'd be working the shit out of my neck. Oh, and I got a skinny-ass neck. Wow. Wow. Rosa was lucky to be near the ropes there. She's definitely got a little bit of Asuka vibes to her. She's got a similar style, about the same size. Nice. Oh, nice kick. Nice. Bub came over to lay right next to me. Up Thunder Driver. There it is. Boom. What's up, buddy? If you get up and you want to say hi to the chat, you can. He came over to thank me for going to pick up his prescription today, which was another $120. I don't know how much I've spent on him since the beginning of the year, but it's over $5,000. I'll show respect there. Like it. See, I like that. See, that's what's awesome. That's fucking wrestling. Good match. Showcased a piece of talent that we haven't seen before. Well, who's this? Well, you're about to find out since you don't know. Leon Ruffin and Page. Jesus, that's a mismatch if I've ever seen one, size-wise. Ethan Page is a big boy. Undisputed Elite is back. Finally, Adam Cole. Jesus. Next Wednesday would be a good spot for Kenny Omega's return. Matt Hardy and Christian all next week on a regular old Dynamite. I'm glad. I'm glad we're back to regular Dynamites after a couple of weeks of Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen. Oh, wait, no. It's still Quake by the Lake, though. Still got a tagline. Good for Canada. October 12th and 13th. Tickets on sale August 26th. Good for Toronto. Toronto's a great wrestling city, man. AEW should be going to that market. Next time they're in LA, I'll go. I did not go to the Forum show. Turned out I had COVID anyway, so it was good that I didn't. But next time they're here, I'll go. Double or Nothing was a blast in Vegas. What do I think WWE is going to do for Seth at SummerSlam? We mentioned a bunch of possibilities. I find it hard to believe that Triple H would scrap Riddle and Seth in favor of Seth and Owens or Seth and AJ, because all those matches are all the same. They're all going to be really good matches between two good workers. So why even change it? So they got to be changing it because something major is planned, right? I don't think Gargano is even major enough. And I don't think Seth needs to lose any more matches to mystery opponents either. So I kind of think it might be Randy Orton related or Bray Wyatt related or Goldberg related. Hopefully not Goldberg. I think it's safe to say that Goldberg will not be crammed down our throats the way he was with Vince. And even though Goldberg's got some contracted matches left, I don't think they're going to be for the title or anything too crazy. And I don't think Goldberg would show up and just squash Seth at SummerSlam. I can't see that happening. So I don't know. I don't think they would make this change if they didn't have something big planned. So John Cena? John Cena's another guy, maybe, that they could do, but Cena and Seth would be weird. Unless Cena came back just to put him over for some reason. That's possible. What a way for Seth to bounce back from the loss to Cody and being surprised at WrestleMania by somebody he wasn't expecting. And he had that excuse. Well, I didn't know it was going to be you. So let me wrestle you again. If he faces John Cena by surprise and then beats John Cena, that's going to give Seth Rollins a whole lot of confidence. And it might be something nice for Cena to do. Just to, hey, if I'm available, but I'm not available to do a program, just like last year, he came in, jobbed to Roman. Maybe it could be Cena, but I don't know from a Triple H standpoint, now that he's kind of heading up creative, if he would make a decision to scrap Riddle and Seth for a match that would just basically be the same thing as that they're already doing. And why would you replace Riddle with an Owens or an AJ when Riddle is the one that has the issue with Seth? They've been building this issue this whole time. Maybe Riddle was slated to go over, and they felt that it's time for Seth to get a win at SummerSlam, so they're going to change things up so Seth can beat whoever his opponent is. Then he will go on to Castlevania to face Riddle, where Riddle can beat him in front of the big, crowd over there. I don't know. It could be an NXT call-up. It could be a return. But I don't know if I need to see Rollins just lose to another. He's done that all year. It's time to reward Rollins, not beat him again. He went above and beyond putting Cody over, Sports, entertainers. Nah, Seth should lose at SummerSlam. And why should he lose at SummerSlam? What sense would that make at all? I'm not saying he won't lose at SummerSlam, but to say he should is dumb. What if it's Danielson? That's who it is, Trey. It's Danielson. He's going to face Seth. Then, yeah, Seth should lose. So I guess you're right after all. Finally, the Dragon is back. Welcome back, Danielson. Got to see a lot of Danielson last night on the Bella's A&E bio, which I swore I wouldn't watch. But Elizabeth made a good point. She was like, we should watch it. And so I was like, you're right, we should. So we did. And it was good to see Daniel Bryan, which even his own wife referring to him as Daniel Bryan was cracking me up. But, here he comes right after Garcia. Nice. And we're going to get at least a 17-minute match here or a squash and a whole lot of extracurricular activity. See Daniel Bryan coming back, or Bryan Danielson back with a vengeance. Do I think a lot of AEW wrestlers won't go to Canada due to the mandate? What mandate? Is that like a vaccination or something? I don't even know. I don't mind any country that mandates their people get vaccinated. I don't fucking care. Do it. We don't do it here. But if another country does, I'd respect those rules. So I don't know what it's referencing, though. I don't think they'd go there if they thought anything would be a problem, so they wouldn't book the show in Toronto. I love the welcome back chants. He looks to be in great shape. Danielson's got some different kind of hair. He's almost got like Pac hair. Looks like Pac, doesn't he? Like a shorter haired version of Pac. Oof. Oh my goodness. How crazy would it be to see Danielson return at WrestleMania 40 and win the title, and this time not have to cough it up, actually have a run with it? I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. How you doing, bub? I wish the audience could see you. How good you're doing. I'm hot right now, Jim. Oh, yeah, that's where we're at next week, right? Target Center. That's why it's Quake by the Lake. It's kind of a weird name. I don't know if it's quite as bad as Great Balls of Fire, but it's on the list. Bub is rubbing his head on my microphone, and it's shaking it. Knock it off, bro. Oh, come here. Say hi to everybody. Ugh, here we go. Whoa. There we go. There's a little man. He says hi. Right? Do you not know what's going on? See him? He's an old man, but he's good. He's very good. He's going to stay in my lap, it looks like. This top rope, is he going to do his drop kick? Yes, he is. Brian's missile drop kick is I've always hated it. Oh, Quake by the Lake is 2 weeks away. Okay, thank you for that, Marcus. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, Tito, that was Bub who I showed you, who's my old man. He's 13. Was pretty ill earlier this year, but bounced back. But this moron, Tito, is sleeping under the desk right now. That's what he's doing. He sleeps under there by my cords and wires. He lives under there. He's always there. Yeah, I hope Remsburg is just kayfabe checking on Danielson. He looks to be okay. I still got that mat pulled up. On the Bellas doc, Nikki talked about running into the steps when they were anchored. Oof. And how bad she got fucked up from that. Pitcher and pitcher. Yeah, he doesn't even have that much warmth for the wires. I actually have them mostly enclosed in a nylon tubing. And I used to have, back in the day, years ago at my old place, I had the power strip down here. And one time he rolled over on it and shut it off in the middle of a stream. So I fixed that, and I put my power station up top, and I got a whole cubby for my electrical. So I try to keep it mostly safe down here to where he can't tangle himself in anything and whatnot, because that's very scary. Shout out to James Vanderbeek on Twitter. He's the guy that makes all the funny wrestling pictures and stuff, but he lost his pet due to a strangulation incident, and it was just horrifying to watch that like kind of play out on live on Twitter, and how devastating that was. And I've been very mindful of that around my pets, just to make sure there's no loose wires or anything that they can really wrap around in themselves. But cats are fucking nuts. Cats are different than dogs. Cats will just start biting shit and grabbing stuff, so it can be alert and a little nerve-wracking. Like right now, he actually does. Stop it, dude. He literally just put his hand. That's a pretty probably harmless wire that he touched, but still, he needs to knock it off. Not even 20 minutes back, and he's taking DDTs on concrete. Well, that's Danielson. He's not going to come out and come back and do half-ass. No wrestler ever wants to do that.
The ice cream, boom, that's sweet. Sonic once again has done the 2-in-1. Sonic Sour Patch Kids slush float. They understand people.
If I was somebody that had the amount of in-ring respect that like a Danielson had, or a Shawn Michaels had, or somebody like that, I certainly wouldn't want to come back if I couldn't be the exact person that every fan's expecting me to see. Obviously it'll change gradually as you get older, but in terms of any sort of regular injury, I'm not coming back until I'm who I am. Otherwise, fans will notice. So.
Endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Well, I'm not 100% sold yet.
It's not like baseball or where you can just have one at bat, or basketball where they can just slowly bring you in, give you 5 minutes here and a quarter. They don't start you right away, and work you and ease you back in. But in wrestling or any sort of combat sport, you got to be ready to rock and roll. You can't ease your way back in.
She's all yours. Want some tacos?
I'm not really in the mood.
Yeah, you're right.
Is Danielson bloody?
Napkins, those different toppings.
Actually, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's 2 total matches we've had with some blood tonight. I think maybe more. I can't tell if he's really bloody or not. Yeah, he's definitely bleeding. So Danielson's bleeding in the pitcher and pitcher. Yeah, you chew through a cord and get shocked. You're probably going to learn not to do that again.
Taking the fight to a rattled American Dragon, Bryan Danielson and Danielson's return match.
Yeah, it's a hard-hitting affair, must I say.
Now Danielson finally able to fight back. Danielson early in this match has got Danielson dropped it, landed on the back of his own head.
Battle of the Belts 2, Grand Rapids coming up. Charleston coming up on August 17th.
Sports entertainers beat pro wrestlers every single time.
Sports entertainers beat pro wrestlers every single time, says Jericho. Yeah, Cena probably is filming Peacemaker, but I'm not factoring in anybody's fucking plans to like the speculation. I'm just saying it could be Cena, it could be Obama. Who knows? Who knows who Triple H is bringing in? But I think we should at least look at every name and try to, figure out what the most likely scenario is, or what we're, try to get an idea of what he might be thinking. But, what Triple H decides to do could set the tone for this whole era, If it's a complete letdown and like, what? Ziggler? What the fuck? Or something, then I don't think they would bother doing this unless it was something major. So that's why part of me thinks it might still be Randy Orton. And that's where they do the Randy Orton and Riddle split. Is Randy coming out to replace Riddle, and Riddle can be there, to introduce Randy, but then, Randy turns on him and injures an already injured Riddle, who's already hurt, injures him further. Which could give Randy, an opportunity to continue to recover if he's got any issues, because all he would have to do is come out on Raw and cut promos while Riddle is on the shelf, selling the turn. And then, hell, fuck, push it to WrestleMania, man. If you can go that long. Find a way. Theory versus Seth for the briefcase. Well, Theory's already got to get this shit kicked out of him once on Saturday, so. That would be awesome, though. Be a good way to transfer the briefcase over. That's actually not a horrible idea. That could be, maybe this whole thing is done as a way to get the briefcase to Seth. And that's why the Riddle thing is happening. Who knows? What a, Jesus Christ. Huge top rope, belly to back to Garcia from Danielson. I don't know, Angie, if he would bring back Cross. I think Triple H liked Cross. I fell out of love with Cross a little bit into his run. Once I got a full idea what kind of performer he was, but his presentation is still awesome, and he's still a badass. And I know Triple H liked him, and I know if he got brought back, Triple H certainly wouldn't put a fucking gimp helmet on him and would probably let him be the badass that he is. So maybe he's a guy that's available. He ain't signing with anybody else, you know? I mean, other than CYN or whatever. So I don't think he's locked up specifically with anyone and probably could easily come back. So Cross could be an option. I think you should bring him back for his Jesse Ventura impression alone. Here comes the kicks to Garcia, getting worked. It would be cool if Danielson ever wins the AEW title, if he makes an eco-friendly AEW title, just for fun. A burlap championship belt. So that was above his eye, it looks like that. The blood on Danielson. Nice submission. Wow. Got to kick out. There's 2 minutes left. No, have not read Danielson's book. Man, too, I just went to Hawaii, too. I had an opportunity to knock out a lot of book reading on the flight. My next big flight, maybe I'll take a look at Danielson's book. It's the only time I'm ever going to read. Oh, my goodness. Jesus. Wow. We're not going to have an upset here, are we? No way. No way. He might. Nope. What a match. Crowd's loving it. There's the running knees. Oh, now he's going to submit him. He's trying to get out. Props to Garcia. He got to the ropes. And we're down to our final minute of the show here, according to my clock, or less. Who's got his leg? The Hand of Doom. Oh, damn. Don't tell me that's going to... No, I don't want him to lose. Pile driver. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Danielson's not going to tap out, is he? I can't see him tapping, but he might. What a win for Garcia if he did. Oh, he's going to pass out. Wow, Garcia's going to win. Wow. So who was the arm? Was it just a JAS member, or was it some sort of new member? Was it Wheeler Yuta? Oh, Jake Hager. Okay. What does his thing say? I don't know. Wow, Garcia over Danielson with a little help. Yeah. And Danielson loses. Big win for Garcia. Good for him. Tell your kids you were there. This is like Shelton Benjamin beating Triple H. Did that happen or Triple H beat him? Am I remembering that wrong? All right, trios match on Friday to kick off that tournament. A lot of shit planned for next Wednesday. Nice. I thought this was a pretty good Dynamite tonight. Really fun. I wasn't sure about the card at first. I'm like, oh, it looks like an okay Dynamite, but nothing spectacular. But overall, I think that was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. Trios titles are going to be introduced with a tournament kicking off Friday to culminate at All Out. That's kind of cool. We got a lot of matches booked for next week. We had 3 title matches tonight and a title change with the FTW title moving over to Hook and Ricky Starks basically going babyface. Hobbs turning on him. Good show. I thought it was just, I like when they kind of surprise me with one that I just think is going to be your typical good Dynamite, but nothing spectacular. And it turns out to be really good. So I like the show tonight. And yeah, maybe Forbidden Pork Chop has it right. First hour was definitely very good. But I'm cool with the main event and with Garcia picking up the win over Danielson. I think that's a big win for him. Doesn't harm Danielson at all. So hopefully Twitter's not being Twitter and finding problems with this, because there isn't one. And I liked it. It was a lot of fun. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks for being here. And we will be back this weekend for the podcast. There's a lot to talk about based on what we learned today with Matt Riddle, out of SummerSlam, WrestleMania 40, that type of thing. So lots to discuss coming up in the future. So you guys have a good rest of your night, and I will talk to you real soon.